Casimir? Any news of the miscreant? No clues? No leads? What good are you if you can't even locate a simple prisoner? What? No! A member of the clergy setting them free is not only ridiculous, but insulting. I will not have such suggestions spoken aloud in my own chambers. The bishop knows not of the situation, and as long as I breathe, it will remain that way. But I assure you, he will be the least of your worries if you do not find them before dawn. I suggest you make haste. Gods above, one more conversation with such an oaf, and I may just sacrifice myself. The thing, all I have left to speak to is you. I know you're there, angel, hiding in the shadows. I may not have divine powers like you once did, but I am perceptive enough to know when somebody sneaks into my abode. You left a feather in the doorway. Would you like it back? I know how much every fiber of your being means to you, even something so simple as this. You may be wondering why I didn't call off the search if I knew you were here. Well, how could I get a moment alone with you if the lower members of the clergy were aware you were hiding in my chambers all along? They'd drag you back to the cells, and I wouldn't be able to speak to you without prying ears. Don't worry, I have no intentions of harming you. I merely want to converse. And I'm sure you want this back, don't you? There you are. Here, your precious feather. Oh, sweet thing. For a being such as yourself, I thought you'd be smarter. I won't let you go until I'm sure you didn't come here to attack me, to kill me. After all, it was I who found you and imprisoned you in the first place. All curled up under that tree, your wings clipped and those crystal tears in your eyes. I knew immediately you had been kicked out by the gods, left to rot on earth while they feast in the heavens. Makes me wonder, why? Why would they throw you away? What did you do? You sure weren't this quiet when you were being tossed in the cell. Something caught your tongue? Or is it because you know you're too weak to fend me off, to avoid my questions? You may have escaped your heavenly duties, but you're not escaping this. I don't believe you. Innocence is such a rare trait among anyone who walks this earth, especially if they're not from here in the first place. And like I said, I'm perceptive. The way your body tenses when you speak tells me the things your voice doesn't. Perhaps you made some kind of mistake that caused you to be thrown out, but that doesn't necessarily make you innocent, and you know as much. Considering how feisty you're being, I'm led further to assume you're not here for divine reasons. Out with it, Angel. There it is. You have come to kill me, Well, perhaps not kill me. Revenge, you said. Either way, it's not very holy of you, cherub. Harming a priest. Why, the thought alone would have you sent to the more distasteful corners of the underworld. One can tell you that much. You're a lost soul waiting to happen if you've got those ideas running through your mind. Such odiousness as to betray your creators. You're certainly braver than most would be, and that is something I can admire. But part of me wants to find it foolish. Bravery is often overappreciated. Gets you killed in most cases. Now, I'll let you go if you sit and listen to me. let's have a chat, shall we? I see that look in your eyes. Be smart about this. There's no scenario where you try to escape and live to see the outside of this church. Just listen to me, Angel. Good. Would you like to take a seat? Your choice. Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for someone like you? I've lived and worked here for so long. It's not quite as fulfilling as I had expected it to be. Blessing the sick and injured, reciting verses to crowds, praying for salvation to the innocent every single day. I feel I've started to lose interest. What I want from you is to just hear me out for a bit. I've got a very fruitful proposition to offer. Do you understand how one becomes a divine being? The process needed to make someone or something a god. Yes, it is a process, and not like some mythology where you're born into it. Gods are chosen, typically by other gods. But if enough faith is in something, even the powerless could create one. They then gain their abilities by the devotion of mortals. But just as easily as they were brought to power, they can be forgotten when mortals lose their faith. The thing they had faith in begins to disappear, as though it never existed. I do have a point. I'm not just blabbering on. No need to be impatient. Seems you're losing some of the qualities that were drilled into you as an angel. Those virtues, that kindness, being lost of discipline, just makes them wash away, doesn't it? It all seems like it was pointless. The years devoting yourself to your leaders, keeping your wings perfect and your halo straight, saving millions of souls and leading them through their afterlives, all for it to be thrown away in a second for something so irrelevant that you claim innocence. You must feel terrible, worthless. I can make you feel like you're meant for something again. I'll make you a god, worshipping and devoting myself to you. You've already been an angel. Did you know you can become more than that? Very few things in this world are impossible, cherub. No, this isn't only for your sake. If I am to devote my life to you, I want your gratitude in return. I give you power, and you give some back to me. I'm bored of this mundane position I have. I want more. And you do too. I can see it in you. We can help each other, Angel. By now, I would have thought you'd realize I am not particularly bothered by following the moral guidelines I'm given as a priest. The desire to please a god that I've never seen in the flesh wore off me a long time ago. You, however, are standing right before me, and I'd like to think you aren't still happy to do whatever your higher-ups want you to do. You're no longer under their control. They left you to do whatever you please the second they tore that halo from your head. You can be so much more than even they ever dreamed to be. I'll give you your wings back, but they'll be far more precious and desirable than the ones you're missing now. Those few feathers you have left will turn them into something incredible. Yes, really. I see you fiddling with the one I just gave back to you. You angels hold them so closely. I didn't really understand it until I saw you for the first time. You were clutching them to your chest as you heaved in and out, crying for your gods to let you back into the heavens. It was akin to seeing someone mourn the death of a loved one. What makes you say that? It wasn't pathetic. It's like I'm watching the charm and confidence leave your eyes the longer we speak. You are not pathetic. They are. The self-righteous beings that gave up on you. To them, you were replaceable, a spawn in a corrupt game of chess. You should see it wasn't fair. You should know. I can show you, and then we can show them. We're both more than just pawns. I'm more than a middle-class priest, used solely for the comfort of others. I'm worth being treated like a person by the ones I worship. What say you? I'll devote myself to you, and in return, I am deemed worthy and respected as I stand by your side. I'll gather people who can give you even more power. You'll be loved more than any other god that has ever existed. Listen, I want the best for me, and to do that, I need the best for you. It sounds selfish, probably is, but who in this universe hasn't been at some point in their life? If greed is a sin, then why isn't everyone going down rather than up? My point exactly. No one really knows. We just blindly follow the rules of strangers in hopes of eternal peace when we pass. We can do better. If those gods really cared about us, they'd take control of war and famine, make the poor richer in wealth and necessities, instead of sitting up on their high horses and looking down at us all like we're in a nest of ants desperately looking to our queen to be everything we need. The world has become blind to what really has to be done. With the power I can give you, we can make everyone equal. End this thirst for violence and government that mortals have been twisting into desiring. We can make all fair again. Not only that, but you and I can become everything we've ever wanted. I promise you, we can do that together. All I need is permission, and I'll fall to my knees for you. I'll recite prayers in your name. I'll devote my life to you and everything we would stand for. I can give you time to think, but my own patience has worn thin as thread over the years. I would prefer you didn't take too long. This is a perfect opportunity, and it would be in your best interest to take it. By the time the church bells chime tomorrow evening, I want to know where you stand, with me or alone. And I'm sure you know by now, I encourage the former greatly. Will you let me worship you, angel? Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider poking that like button, smashing the subscribe button, hit the bell if you want to keep up with my videos. And if you have anything you'd like to see, feel free to let me know in the comments. And with that, I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye.